I'm sorry, I was just checking my little screen here. We are going to start right away with our daily tarot reading. And we're looking at an image that can inspire you maybe on your path of very subjective path, individual path of manifestation. And maybe we can find some answers, maybe we can find some ideas, maybe we can find some inspiration with the cards, with the help of the cards. I'm trying to figure out, since this is a live, how to set a super chat goal. If anybody can help me, I tried to look it up. YouTube suggested me to do so, but I kind of cannot really find the the setting where I can actually set that thing up. Maybe here. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna set this now, you guys. Maybe somebody was to join. I'm setting a super chat goal for 15 minutes. Maybe we can make, let's say, maybe we can make one super chat. I'm starting small. Let's start small. Let's think big. Let's start small. One super chat for €5 within 15 minutes. And if that's happening, it's not happening. If that's happening, we get one extra oracle card. Girl needs to make some money. Tell you that much. But yeah, if you're interested in reading, of course, you can check out my description box, and my web shop is finally online. I am adding more products and options for you as we speak. And we're starting with 3 cards, general energies. Oh, all right. We do have a Fool. I love it. The Fool this week is my card that I pulled for myself for, studying this week. So I've been looking into the Fool quite a lot. And the Fool in this deck is called Le Mat, which is French for the madman, actually also the Fool, the madman. And what we learn from the Fool and the madman, that he is really detaching himself from all the outcomes. So we are really in this, I want to call it dark hole or black hole of possibility. And black hole not in a sense that it's scary, but that it's very inviting to create whatever you want to create, Or let's call it dark matter or dark space, where there is really all the possibilities available to you to create what you want to create, and to think it up, and to imagine, and to let your also your imagination flow. So this is really the Fool's essence, to let his heart guide, his imagination flow, and which is very, very interesting. I was remembered that the Fool also, especially in the older decks and also in the Crowley deck, that the Fool is sort of a combination of the very, very essential female and male, or feminine and masculine energies. He is really balancing it out. He's balancing it out because he's very neutral. So he doesn't have a receptive or a doing side. He's very neutral, and therefore really more pulls in all the possibilities, or is existing in all the possibilities. He's not so much pulling them in. That would be more the Empress, actually, but he's really existing in this huge infinity. I don't know, that doesn't make sense. In this infinite space, let's put it that way, infinite space of possibility. And therefore he's a very neutral, gendered, non-binary type of energy. And he is really about starting anew, opening up all the possibilities. He's the alpha and the omega. He's the beginning and the end at the same time. So you might be at a place where you're really in front of a blank canvas, and you're like, so what am I going to do with this? I can do whatever I want. I'm just going to let my heart lead. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be open, and I'm going to take life for what it is, and really be open to the positive perspective, and look at things from what I can gain. I think he's really about letting himself experience the infinite possibilities also of life in general. So it's really, really beautiful. The Fool also feels very free and very detached often, and sometimes a little crazy. You know, he's the one who is having the big ideas. He's a little bit of the madman genius archetype. So yeah, we are also maybe going into this direction, but he's coming from a very, very neutral place. And the ego is also not so much of a problem yet, because we develop that will to create and that creative drive with the magician. It's like the creative ego that wants to make something happen. He's more about just being, just existing, and being part of this experience called life, in a broader sense. Life that is bigger than us, that is not just us. So wow, okay, we want to talk a lot about this Fool energy. All right, we have the 9 of Pentacles in the back. He's carrying that with him, and he is having this little bag here, and he's having a very, very little pouch. He's not carrying a big bag or big, baggage that we're, dragging around. He's traveling very, very light, but at the same time, maybe he's also leaving some material idea behind. Maybe he has already learned, okay, I know my worth. I know how to make money. I know how to stand in my wealth, stand in my power, stand in my independence. Maybe it's time to detach from this idea. I'm always having it in the back of my mind. It feels like he's having it a little bit in the back of his mind, or he's maybe even moving away from an idea of what abundance means to him. Maybe he's moving away a little bit from a more physical, from a more material idea. So that could also be very much the case. So this is a 9 of Pentacles and the Fool, and he's having this confidence in the back. That's how I want to read this. So yeah, let's see where he's moving to. I think he's just like looking at all the possibilities, not caring so much anymore, maybe about what he has gathered so far. Also, sometimes we achieve things. We've achieved a certain level of success, and then we have a hard time letting go of that, or trying something new, or we feel like we have to recreate, and maybe we're in this place where it's like, no, let's look for some inspiration in this big empty space here. And it's nice because this table is also black, and he's looking at this big empty space in front of him. And he's excited about this. He's curious about it. 2 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Swords. I'm very sorry. Swords. This deck is a little confusing. 2 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. It's a lot about doing. A lot about moving into action by starting to let the mind work first. So the 2 of Wands for me, even though it's the 2 of Swords for me is card about decision making, and therefore after the decision making, of course, also moving into action. But actually, it's also a card of peace, finding peace in your mind, finding a balance in your mind, finding a center in your mind, finding a calm in your mind. So he's really exploring that calm place. And with exploring, I think there's a lot of exploration energy. And of course, we all want to try to explore peaceful places right now. Maybe learn more about them, learn more about the concept. Oh, wow, Ace of Swords. Yeah, I'm on the right path here. Because with the Six of Swords, we're also having this idea of gathering knowledge. It's a card of science, actually. It's a card of gathering, exploring new knowledge in new places. And maybe we want to explore this place of peace, of mental peace, of mental balance, of mental, I don't even want to say quiet, but of mental skills that we can apply, of having the ability to let different truths coexist at the same time without having them to be too conflicting, you know, or without having them to create conflict. So I think this is really, a reading where we are trying to really explore a peaceful place in our mind and learn about that place. And let that place also give to us, because I think a lot about meditation right now, because meditation is really the ultimate detach. It is a very spiritual thing. It's like really connecting to your higher spirit, to your higher consciousness, also to the Holy Ghost, as they would say in Christianity, you know, like the higher mind. So this is really building and creating new consciousness, exploring this new consciousness of peace, of understanding that different sides, different opinions, different facts, different information can coexist and have even maybe a point of crossing point, you know, even though, where can we find the common, and where is the common point, the common denominator in two different sides? And we want to focus on that, and we want to explore that place. And that place is often small. Of course, a truth, a fact can be huge, but the essence of it, there can be something that correlates with a different angle or a different perspective, if you know what I mean. I know it sounds very cryptic, but it actually is not. It's actually very clear. People who find this confusing, maybe not in the right place here. Anyway, so let's see what the relationships have to offer. We're going to do a little relationship reading, and I will remind you again, I do have a super chat goal here in the, you can leave me a super chat, and it's only one person needs to leave me a super chat, and I will draw an extra oracle card for you. So, okay, love and the relationships. Let's see. This doesn't have to be romantic, of course. Can be any connection. Also, please like, subscribe, comment. I'm using this fun deck, one of my favorites. I want to show you the box. I should maybe do an introduction to this deck, because you hardly ever see it online. Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. So yeah. You guys, you have 3 minutes left for the super chat. Otherwise, I'm not going to pull another extra card. But, you know, don't want to push. I mean, I'm trying this out for the first time. I feel like it might be a nice way to, you know, get some tips. Coffee money, this type of stuff. Okay, this other person. Oh, magician. Love it. Yeah, somebody is really has maybe already stepped into this place of establishing a peaceful soil, I want to say, to step into action with the magician. There's a lot of motivation and action and positive action towards us, and also wanting to make things happen, wanting to maybe even get things to a new level, start a new journey, start a new chapter. Very motivated to manifest connection, I think. Could be a friend, could be, a new person, even if it's somebody who is in your realm already, if it's your partner or somebody you are with, somebody really wants to make things happen. It's not holding back in his actions or her actions. We need to establish this place of, I think this is really a big deal for us right now. Two of Swords in the reverse. There is, I think, a conflicted place within us. And I think we need to really explore that place a little more and find that balance within us mentally, because I don't see any ill will from other people. Maybe you're just conflicted about moving forward with what other people want to make happen, or how they're moving, or but it seems like they're really doing the work, or making things happen, or trying things out, or doing things, taking action, being proactive. That's all the magician, Magician is really trying. He has every tool in the box to make things happen, and he is really making things happen. So we are here with the Two of Swords, still trying to find, I think, a more balanced place in our mind, is what I see here. When it comes to connections, when it comes to also relationships. The Grand Master in the reverse and the World card. Well, this can go different ways, With the World card, we're stepping into most definitely a completion of something. And when we have a World card paired with the Fool, we are very also in a moment of possibilities. It doesn't mean that, there's necessarily something that we're ending. It's just a cycle that we're ending when it comes to relationships, when it comes to connections, where we feel like, okay, we either do not share the same values with certain people, spiritual values, and therefore we are rounding something up. But it could also be because this is mirroring, this is not necessarily that we don't agree with, this is what we both have in us. This is the Hierophant. So this is what we both mirror in each other. And this could be maybe we want to take a more, how can I say that? An untraditional approach to connections, maybe it doesn't have to be this traditional path, how you normally do things. Maybe it can be a little less bound to structures, or to old structures, or to also belief systems, I want to say. This could very easily mean, if maybe you have a person and you both don't want to get married because you don't believe in marriage, because you're both very non-traditional, or you just do things in a very non-traditional way, and that's what kind of connects you as people. You're maybe questioning old systems, questioning maybe even spiritual systems, like religion, what have you, you know, like maybe more traditional systems of belief. And maybe this is also a completion of some sort for both of you to step into this new also way of living your relationships. Maybe this is where you are now inviting a new path. I think a peaceful path, you know. I think in general, you as a person are inviting this peaceful path in relationship, and you might be following also people who are also very capable of doing that, and also are already stepping into that. They are trying to make this happen, which, yeah, is maybe really quite untraditional, you know, to just get along with each other. How about that? I mean, these days it's really like, it seems impossible. All right, I want to pull one more card. Do we have a super chat? No. Okay, but I'm not doing an oracle card, but I will pull one more. Oh no, maybe from this deck, from the Voyager. Yeah. We have an Empress on the bottom of the deck, which is nice, which is also a very fruitful place for manifestation. Time, space. Oh, that's nice. And reward. 10 of... Ooh, wow, okay. 10 of Pentacles. I think reaching a point where you very clearly feel called into a path, which is this time-space card, which comes right before the World card. This is the Judgment card. It is the future self calling us to step into this new version. So this is really our higher consciousness that we are exploring right now. I think it's a very spiritual reading to pull us into this new world. And we're really stepping from a 9 of Pentacles, from what we've accumulated, I think, for ourselves, all the resources, all the worth, all the wealth, all the value, physical mostly, all the skills we've gained, all the qualifications, all the things we've done, you know, all the things we've produced, maybe as in art or products or what have you, you know. All that places where we created value for ourselves is now really evolving again into how can we share that with others. And that's the 10 of Worlds. The 10 of Worlds is all that wealth accumulated, being shared, being spread, being given to the people we love, being given to our environment, being outsourced or being invested in the end goal. And the end picture is really coming full circle, completing the manifestation. So there's a really strong sense of completion. There's a really strong sense of completion that we've arrived at. Maybe we've arrived at a point where we feel like, yes, this is where I want to be. This is exactly where I want to exist. And this is where I want to come from everything into nothing and into this and go through this pathway that really opens up all these infinite possibilities. It's like we've completed it. We've arrived, and now a whole new world opens up. The question is, I think the challenge, if we want to look for one, and maybe we should, because how boring would life be without a challenge? The challenge is staying emotionally mature through all this, staying on top of your feelings, especially when it comes to relationships. And being very gentle to yourself. I have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups in the reverse. The King of Cups in the reverse can be acting out of emotion, but yeah, not in a healthy way, you know, very emotional, but not in a necessarily healthy way. Or he thinks he is, but there is still like a problem with, you know, the ego. And the mother, maybe you're dealing with mother issues, or maybe you're thinking about what that means to you. Queen of Cups is very much about the mother. Also, maybe you're dealing with somebody who has issues in these areas. I hope not, especially if it's a man, because that is a little dangerous. I tell you, you're in danger. Yeah. I'm just trying to get some, I don't know. For some reason, I'm still trying to get something out of this reading. It's very strange. I cannot stop. It's very, very strange. Anyway, I will. Yeah, you know why? It's not that strange. I could totally end it, but I feel like this relationship thing is, we have this very positive stuff going on for ourselves right now that is very, very spiritually detached, very clear mind for ourselves. And then this relationship thing comes in, and it's like just not as calm as we wish it could be. It's doing something to our mind, which is weird, because it's not necessarily the heart so much, you know. And it's not that, because the Magician upright, there is really no bad intent. If the Magician would be in the reverse, I would be like, oh, be careful, that is a manipulative person, maybe. And of course, the Magician has trickster energy and blah, blah, but that's all in a positive way, like making things happen, making things progress in a positive way. Maybe you have to, you know, trick yourself through something to get to a result faster, but it's not, the result per se is something very positive. It's also doing the right thing for the sake of, you know, progression and progress. So I'm not sure why this is conflicting for us. Maybe because we don't believe in the same things. Yeah, I mean, that could be. No, that's not it. Ace of Cups in reverse. Well, yeah, there is bottled up feelings for sure in this. There is maybe bottled up feelings that cannot be expressed. It seems like that situation is over. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is communication. But then it's Two of Cups in the reverse. It's really difficult. Three of Coins in the reverse. Maybe there is just a lot of other obligations and you feel like it's hard to work with people right now. It's hard to put you don't feel like putting the work in, maybe. Whatever that means. There's really no, that's so weird. I cannot really get, okay, they want me to continue gathering information. Okay, we have Five of Wands, Ten of Cups in reverse. Inner conflicts are happening here of what it means to have fulfilled emotional life, you know. This is a lot about communicating, and I think there needs to be more communication happening. And I think there will be a lot of movement and communication happening, and it might go faster than you think. With the Seven of the trumps, the Chariot, the Seven, it might be a little difficult, but probably worth moving into a direction you don't know where it's leading. It's the Chariot. Creating a path as you go, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to other people. Because it seems like you've already reached the end goal in a weird sense, you know. It's like, okay, now I'm here where I always wanted to be, and now we go forward from this place, and we don't know where it's gonna go. And you're kind of, and somebody knows, the other person knows that they want to make a new path happen. And maybe it seems like also they may be looking back at something that didn't work out. Now that I look at it with all the, yeah. Because there was a lot of conflict. That was created, and that was, yeah, I'm really tapping in right now. I did not see this go this far, to be honest, but it just feels like it needs to get out. Yeah. Well, there is unfortunately some immaturity going on here when it comes to, I think, attraction, sexual attraction. Or wanting to make things happen a certain way. I think this is both parties. This is, oh God, okay, I need to stop. I think this is really also us, and we have a tower here all the time. I think something might shake you up and be like, okay, there is this shaken up type of energy, and the tower is coming out again and again and again. Something will very much reveal itself that you might not have expected. There might be things coming out that might not, I don't think it's like secrets or anything. I think it's just situations might suddenly shift in a way, or something might erupt. Oh, the devil. This reading is kind of scaring me a little bit, honestly. Yeah, but I think we're in a good place to still stay above it, you know, and not get dragged into that whole rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. And yeah, Queen of Swords, and there you go. And I'm gonna stop here. And this, I think this is really the kind of the guidance here. We want to stay in a receptive, analytical, and also rationalizing type of place, where we, of course, don't suppress our emotions, which the Queen of Swords is not doing, because she's a queen. She is very much in touch with her emotions. But it's also about staying level-headed, staying smart, doing the right thing, not necessarily doing the right thing with the Queen of Swords, but seeing things for what they are, interpreting things, speaking your truth, but coming from a gentle place. Also, yeah, I mean, the Queen of Swords is upright, so I'm not worried that you're too aggressive in your communication. This would be if she's in reverse. We really need to be careful with our words, not to be too harsh, not to be too direct, in a sense that it can really hurt people, because sometimes, you know, people are not really ready for the truth. And I speak, you know, as a truth teller, tarot card reader, you learn how to bring the message to the people, and you make your mistakes for sure. But you also kind of have to be that type of person who delivers often uncomfortable things, you know, in a way that you pack them into a little gift that somebody can maybe work with. But yeah, this Queen of Swords, she's really looking at the thing very analytically, very carefully, and very in detail. And that's what the cards are kind of advising you to do. We don't want to look away from stuff. We want to really assess and really watch the patterns and really watch what's happening, and really want to do a whole like psychoanalyst, Dr. Orna type of, you know, what's going on here? Let's reframe that. Let's see. I think that's a good approach right now. Being a little more connected to your mind and a little more detached from your heart area, because, you know, with a tower, SHIT can hit the fan. I tell you, it is what it is. Oh, okay, that's interesting though. We do have a 6 of Wands here though, and the 10 of Coins again. Okay, we cannot forget that there is still, this is a super interesting cut. And I think all of this complex stuff here needs to happen for us to arrive at a point where we feel like, okay, we can get to the end goal. This can be successful. 6 of Wands, 10 of Coins, again, 10 of Pentacles, the reward. This staying level-headed, letting things come towards you, being very analytical about a situation, at the same time coming from an understanding and kind place, will get you to where you want to go. Also in relationships. So yeah, wow, okay, all right. I'm gonna stop here. This is it. You guys, I think this was a really fascinating reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope, I don't know, what do I title this? Maybe you have some ideas. I'm very open to suggestions, and I hope you follow my channel, you subscribe to my channel, and you check out all the other things that I'm doing. So yeah, let's meet again very soon, hopefully. So I'll see you next time, and until then, have a great time and